Guys,
What's
we're
up?
back again, guys, with some great news today for y'all. Got our college football for week 2. Our biggest intriguing matchups that we got. We know it's still early. There's not as many top 25 matchups as we'd like to see, but there are a few, and we're going to dive into that. But before we do get started, guys, I always want to remind y'all, if you don't mind, go ahead and hit that thumbs up. Give us a like. Hit that subscribe button. Go ahead and hit that notification bell so you can be up to date on all our newest content. And if you guys got any kind of comments or anything, hop on down there in that comment box. We'll try to read through all those and everything where we can keep y'all up to date. As we get started here, I am going to start with our number one game, in my opinion. It's the Texas versus the Alabama, the Crimson Tide. They're pulling up into Texas this weekend. I mean, you got Bama at minus 20. I didn't say that wrong. That's minus 20, almost 3 touchdowns. I mean, before I get into my pick, there is a couple things I kind of want to touch on with this game. One thing I will say, people can argue with me, whatever. I think one of the most talented players in this game is not on Bama's side.
Bijan.
I think it's on Texas's side. That man right there, Bijan Robinson, he is a game wrecker. He's a game changer.
Most definitely,
now,
I agree.
To follow that up, though, they've got a freshman redshirt quarterback, Quinn Ewers. I mean, against Nick Saban, against Alabama, that defense, Anderson coming off the edge. I don't even have to name anybody else on that Alabama defense because that guy right there alone will make things very, very difficult for Quinn Ewers, a young quarterback. Man, to top this all off, you got the Bryce Young. He's the Heisman Trophy winner from last year on Bama's side. I mean, they're loaded once again. They got Burton, that transfer receiver from Georgia. At the end of the day, man, with all this talk, everything else, I got Bama, man. I got them covering the spread and then some. I got them laying on about maybe 50 to 60 on Texas, man. And I got Texas scoring no more than 3 touchdowns. So I got Bama big in this one, man. Big.
So you thinking like 63-21, something like that, if there was just all touchdowns?
I think they're just absolutely going to roll through Texas. I could be proven wrong. We'll see. I know I got a couple buddies that's some Texas fans that'll tell me different, but, man, I got Bama big, very big.
Man, it's an interesting game. I don't know why you kind of said something at the beginning that's your number one game. I don't understand why everybody's so hyped about this game. I think, honestly, if you ask Texas fans, this is going to be – I don't think they want this to be at home. They don't want to see this on their home field because it's about to be a shellacking. Fox Game Day is going to be there. ESPN, their game day show is going to be there. I think it's more of the names that's garnered all the attention. But, bro, let's be real. You look at this Texas team last year, finished 9th in the Big 12, right? The team that finished 10th in the Big 12 was Kansas, and they lost to Kansas at home.
Yep.
You know what I mean? So,
yep.
I expect them to be better year 2 out of with Sark, but can we be honest? Like, I just don't feel like this is a marquee matchup. The only reason it's a marquee matchup is because of the name Texas. I get it.
Absolutely.
I understand.
It's all about the ratings and revenue, man, and they're selling tickets. They're filling that stadium. Those Texas fans, they're very loyal fans. They're boosters, all of that. But at the end of the day, it's not going to matter.
Oh, man, we all know what's about to happen. And it's an 11 a.m. kickoff.
And I'll eat crow come Monday, Tuesday, whenever we do our college football recap, man.
If Texas covers, you'll eat it?
I'll eat it all. Texas is not going to cover.
They're not covering?
No. Right. 20 points? No. This ain't staying within 3 scores. Come on now.
All right.
Let's keep it real.
I'm with you on that. But, yeah, I mean,
okay.
We'll both eat the crow. I don't see how this could easily be a 35, 40-point win.
Texas fans, feel free to hop down in this comment box, man. Y'all are going to want to stay tuned to this channel. We're not a biased channel. We're just a realistic channel.
Just keeping it real.
Hop down there if y'all got any other comments. On our next game, our intriguing matchup. This is a top 25 matchup here. We got Tennessee and Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh's kind of the little sleeper dark horse pick in the ACC. If you go back to our other show that we had, I did have them as a sleeper dark horse pick. You got Tennessee at -6, though. I mean, give me some takes on this game. What do you got? I don't know a whole lot about either of these teams.
So here's what you got. This is the back leg of a home and home. They played last year. Pitt won 41-34 in Knoxville last year.
Okay.
They're six, like you said, they're 6.5 road favorite for Tennessee, right? Tennessee is the road favorite.
Tennessee's favored, yes.
Here's the thing: Pitt lost the receiver Addison to USC. Pickett gets drafted in the first round. If you watched the backyard brawl last week, it was more of a ground game, ground control, trying to slow down the tempo, which I think works in their favor with new people on the offense. The Tennessee quarterback, what's his name? Hooker. The running back Jalen Wright. They got some offensive power. Let me say this right. They got some offensive firepower there in Tennessee, and Pitt has some. Hooker can play.
6'4", 218.
Yeah, dude can play. And here's the last point I'll say about this game. Pitt, if you watched the backyard brawl last week, West Virginia kind of attacked them in the air. Their secondary is a little weak, right? They can be had in the secondary. Well, where Pitt has the advantage, they got the big DN up front who's supposed to be a first-round pick. I forget his name, but he's a stud. They're more of a trench play team. They got a strong offensive line, strong defensive line, but on the back end, that Pitt defense can be had.
Okay. We're gonna see who you got.
I'm gonna go with Tennessee for the fact that Pitt, that game last week against West Virginia was mostly even, or West Virginia was up the whole game. Now it was a rivalry game, and it's the first time they played that game in 4 years.
That pick, I'm gonna match it. No dispute there. I got Tennessee as well in this one. Tennessee, I like them to cover, win by at least a touchdown. I like that. That's about right.
That's what I'm thinking.
31-24 last year.
It was 41-34. Pitt won in Knoxville. But, I mean, you had Kenny Pickett. You had the Biletnikoff winner at the receiver spot, Addison.
Totally different. Totally different team. I'm with it. So I got Tennessee as well. I like them to come back and get a little revenge this year in Pittsburgh. Man, we got Kentucky versus Florida. Another top 25 matchup. I think Florida, they got a big old boost beating your Utah Utes. I know you're a low-key Utah fan over there. So they low-key, they got a little boost. But, I mean, their impact players, their quarterback, of course. You know, Richardson, he's everybody's already going to town about it. He's Heisman. But, I mean, for the first game, he had 11 rushes for 106 yards and 3 touchdowns. And he threw it together on the passing game with 17 for 24, 168 yards. So he had 3 total touchdowns just rushing. He had no passing touchdowns, so he's obviously a threat on the ground. I like Kentucky with Mark Stoops over there. He's got a little OU ties there. You know what I mean? So I do like me some Stoops. Tavion Robinson, their senior receiver over there at Kentucky. He's a game breaker. He's one of those guys that can kind of break out. He didn't get in the end zone against USF, but he had 136 yards, man. So on 6 receptions, dude's a game breaker. He can make something happen. We'll see what he can do against Florida, though. I do got Florida winning this one in a close one, though. I don't think that it's going to be the 6.5 that they're favored by. I think it's going to be closer than that.
I think so too. So, I saw somewhere else it even got down to 4.5.
On ESPN just a little bit ago they had it at 6.5.
Yeah, so it's right in that range. I think a lot of money's coming in on Kentucky. A lot of people are picking Kentucky. And the interesting thing with Kentucky, they struggled last week for the first half against Miami, Ohio. They really didn't get it going until Miami, Ohio's quarterback got hurt in the second half, and that's when Kentucky pulled away. The coaches poll has Kentucky ranked 20th. They got Florida ranked 12th. It's a night game, 6 p.m. on ESPN in the Swamp. I think I got to go with Florida here. I think they'll actually cover. The only thing I worry about with Florida, bro, is emotional letdown. You just beat the number 7 team in the country
Right.
as an unranked
Absolutely.
team. So expectations have heightened
And
considerably.
Kentucky's not a slacker.
No, they're a
Slacker
top
team.
25 team for a reason. I thought this should have been the game of the week. I thought ESPN Game Day should have went here. The winner of this game gets a leg up in the SEC East, all right, as a contender to Georgia in that division. We all know, look, I'm not picking Florida or Kentucky to beat Georgia, right? But it keeps you undefeated, right? You're going to move up in the rankings, the winner of this game. I just thought it should have been, I thought it was a bigger game than Alabama, Texas. We all know what's going to happen with Alabama, Texas.
You're right. We do know what's going to happen, but the ratings, more people are going to watch Texas, Alabama than are going to watch this game.
I don't understand why. I don't get it.
Well, the number 1 team versus Texas. It's Texas.
I get it.
I mean,
I understand
I'm
that part
Sooner
of it.
diehard, man, but it's Texas, dude. They sell tickets, man. It's revenue, it's ratings.
I get it, dude. This
there.
is a SEC matchup. It's a night game in the swamp. Florida is a top 15 team now after just beating a top 7 team. I just thought they earned that game.
Well, we're just going to agree to disagree on this one. This is where the house disputed comes into play.
All right.
House divided. Dispute that one. So, yeah, I got Bama and Texas is the most premier matchup this weekend. Gotta be. It's gotta be.
Not for something, bro. You know, you both agree. We know what's gonna happen.
Hang on, though. Name a player on Florida's team, on Kentucky's team, that's even touching a Bijan Robinson, a Bryce Young, a Will Anderson. Tell me.
That doesn't matter. It's a team game, B. Bijan Robinson was there all last year.
You're right.
And they lost to Kansas.
You're
they finished 9th in the Big 12. Bijan was there all last year.
Listen, you are 100% right, but people are still turning on the TV to watch Bijan Robinson. Nobody's turning the TV on to watch. There's people that's going to turn that TV on just to watch Bijan Robinson against Alabama. I guarantee it.
Okay.
Guarantee it. That's all I'm saying. And
you're not wrong.
Look what I got on my chest.
Look what I got. We agree.
Okay. So yes,
you're not wrong, B. All I'm saying
that's all I'm saying.
In my opinion, that game does not matter more than Kentucky, Florida. But I get it. Eyes will be there just to watch Bijan. Bro, that O-line is going to get demolished by Alabama. You know it. I know it. That's not a fair matchup for Bijan.
But everybody wants to see that. Whether Texas is winning or Texas is losing, man, everybody wants to see it. That's a fact.
Everybody wants to see a train wreck. Okay.
It's Texas, Alabama. Everybody's going to watch the number 1 team. I mean, we're going to go on. We could discuss this literally all night. So
yeah, we could.
We're going to move on from that. We're just going to agree to disagree. It's all right.
Bet.
But Baylor BYU, man, I really like this matchup right here, just simply because not only is BYU going to be a member of the Big 12, this is going to be a common thing, but man, BYU, they get a little slept on over there. Number 21 team, Baylor's at number 9. You know what I mean? Baylor defending Big 12 champs. They got quarterback Blake Shapen. I mean, versus the BYU, it always seems like BYU has somebody that can play the quarterback position. They got somebody.
Yeah, it's a high flying offense. They always keep somebody. What's the line on this? Did you say the line? Because I got a line over here.
-3 BYU, man.
That's what I got. 3.5. I actually got 3.5 BYU home favorites.
It is at home though, and it's going to BYU. That's not an easy place to play. It's not. But, man, come on, man. I got Baylor.
You got Baylor.
In this one.
I got Baylor, too. They actually played last year. Baylor beat BYU last year 38-24 in Waco. So this is another one of those matchups that's on the second part of a home and home.
They're going to beat them even worse this year.
You think so?
Like 3 tutties.
I mean, that was a 2-touchdown game last year.
About 3 tutties.
3 tutties?
BYU's not matching up with Baylor, man.
Here's what Baylor has in their favor: defense. That Dave Aranda, he can coach defense. That defense travels.
And that offense ain't no trash. I mean, Blake Shapen's a capable quarterback.
Yeah. I mean, he beat out Buchanan. That's the reason Buchanan left, right? He won the job.
That's absolutely right.
right?
That's absolutely right. He's the one that won the Big 12 championship last year. I mean,
Yeah.
they were on the up and up with Chapin. So
Yep.
we'll see. It's going to
We
be
agree on
interesting,
that.
man.
So you got Baylor.
Yeah.
I don't have it by 3 touchdowns. I think it'll be a closer game, but I got Baylor.
Okay. Okay. Fair enough. Man, we got this matchup here. We got to talk about OSU, Oklahoma State. That is.
Yep.
One of your college football playoff pick. I'm going to always remind you of that as the season goes on, by the way.
That's fine.
It's going to be reminded. Y'all are favored by 11.5. Is this at Arizona State? I'm pretty sure.
No, it's in Stillwater. It's a 6:30 kickoff.
Stillwater?
It's going to be on ESPN too.
Y'all got these guys, right?
You would think so.
No
This
problem.
is a dangerous spot. Arizona State has nothing to lose. Nobody expects anything out of Arizona State. They have a transfer quarterback, Emory Jones, from Florida. If you remember Florida from last year, he was splitting time with Anthony Richardson. Mobile quarterback, got wheels. We typically do not do well against quarterbacks that can run, and that scares the bejesus out of me. My concern is about the defense. It's a younger defense, and we don't have Rodriguez anymore. We lost a lot of guys. Defensive front is strong, but we're young on the back end. And if Emory Jones gets hot and he starts running around, everything, all of those backers and those DBs start to suck up a little bit, play closer to the line of scrimmage, and you can get beat deep. I would think we would like to win this game. I don't know if it's going to be by 11 points. I can see a closer game than that, obviously.
Okay, but you got OSU, of course.
I got OSU winning, yeah. No doubt. It scares me, though. This game scares me.
It should. It should. It should. It really should.
Yeah.
Because Arizona State, they're better than Central Michigan.
Yes.
I think we can both agree to that.
Yeah. Yes.
So,
100%. Yeah. They got better kids. They got better recruits.
I got y'all winning, but give me Arizona State on the points, man. I
would take Arizona State on the points. Either. I can see it being like a 9, 8, something like that.
Yeah, I'm definitely going under on that one for sure. Then OU versus Kent State. OU's favored by 33. I mean, this should be an easy game. Shouldn't be a problem. So I got OU, and I got OU covering that.
What are y'all looking to improve on this week from last week?
Gonna...
Any concerns from last week?
We're definitely more consistency on the running game. Pound the ball a little bit more. I mean, we got a little pass happy. So I think they're going to put a little more focus on the run game this week and shore up our defense. They're going to get that secondary kind of shored up, kind of see what we're about back there, because they did rotate a bunch of guys in last week. That was like the one position group that they moved around the most. So we'll see. It's going to be interesting, though. A little sneak peek, little nugget, though, into next week. I do got a player on Oklahoma that's going to be joining us. I'm not going to give away any names or anything. You guys are just going to have to tune in to see who it is. But we're going to have a special guest interview next week. Haven't found out the day yet, but it is going to happen. Just wanted to let you guys know about that. Who you got? OU Kent State. Do we even have to ask?
No, I think they'll cover the 33. It's at home, right?
Yeah. Now, Kent State, though, I will tell people they're better than UTEP. Kent State is better than UTEP.
It's one of those MAC teams. They're in the same conference as Central Michigan. That MAC conference is tough. They get a lot of leftover kids that don't make it.
But
to Big Ten schools.
We ain't gonna give up. We ain't giving up 44 though, Corey.
Okay. You don't know. There's a reason they play the game, dude.
No.
There's a reason they play the game.
That's not gonna happen.
Okay.
We'll just no.
Big news in college football came out this week. CFP expanding.
Oh.
Expanding from 4 to 12.
I love it. They haven't come to it on a date yet. I've heard as early as 2026.
Yep. They want to get it done by 2024. Top 4 teams will have a bye. First round games will be at the home site at a higher seed. I think that's good for college football. You know, every year after the conference football championship games end, there's that 3-week period until the bowl games start. It's so stupid, right? We won't have that anymore. If they're going to do this 12-team format, those games have to start a week after the championship conference games, which is
And
awesome.
why not? I mean, every other sport has a playoff that's set up like that. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
And it still gives you, it still makes a team want to be that top 4 team so that they can get that bye. That's
Yes.
going to be like your reward for doing that. So, but I still think ultimately though you're still going to have the same 4 teams. You're still going to have the same guys that's going to ultimately win it.
Yeah.
I mean, I really do.
We
I
talked
don't
about
think that it's
talked about that tier. What was it like our first or second episode? That
was our
tier.
first one.
There's Alabama, Georgia, Ohio State, Clemson, and then everybody else is just fighting to be,
I'm
in the
putting
third tier.
Oklahoma up in there with Clemson's and them. I'm putting them up there.
Clemson's got 2 natties in the
I
last
know
5
I
years.
can't do. That's absolutely fair. But we stole back Brent Venables from him. He's back home. I think Brent Venables is going to bring a different energy and a different enthusiasm to this Oklahoma team. You guys, Oklahoma State, y'all are lucky that we're going to the SEC. Y'all ain't got to deal with this no more, man. Because
Y'all the ones leaving. Y'all running. We're not running. We staying
running?
here, bro.
Who's
here.
running?
Y'all are.
Bigger. It's all about bigger and better things, my friend. The SEC, bigger and better.
Enjoy
12-team playoff. You got to catch up. Y'all going to go somewhere. Y'all ain't staying in the Big 12. You're crazy.
I think we'll wind up in the Big 10 if I'm honest.
I could see that.
Yeah.
I could see that. Y'all deserve it. I really wish y'all were coming to the SEC because I'm definitely going to miss Bedlam, man.
I'm going to miss it too. I'm going to miss it too.
They can't just not have it. That's what it's looking like.
We're not the ones messing it up. We're not the ones messing it up.
Hey, man. I can't speak on that.
Y'all left us high and dry. And what's sad about it is y'all teamed up with Texas to pull that move off. Man, y'all teamed up with Texas to make that exodus. Y'all could have included us, bro. When this happened in 2011, they were talking about leaving and going to the Pac-12. OU said we will not go anywhere without OSU. I don't know if you remember that, but that was their statement back in 2011.
I remember that.
Okay, now things have changed. Y'all left without us, bro. We're not the one killing Bedlam. Y'all are.
Well, money, man. Where Bedlam leaves, Alabama, Oklahoma, Georgia, Oklahoma, Florida, Oklahoma, LSU, Oklahoma enters. So
it's never worked out for y'all in the past. So I don't know why y'all are running into a situation where y'all see those teams in the playoff and y'all get stomped out all the time.
Tell me this. Correct me if I'm wrong. It's a lot easier to prepare for a team when you got 3 to 4 weeks as opposed to week and week.
Oh yeah, easily. Y'all had the same amount of time to prepare, though. Both teams had the same amount of time to prepare.
You really don't think Oklahoma's going to go compete in the SEC?
I look at y'all's track record. Competing. I just look at y'all's track record, man. And I don't know.
That's fair.
Y'all struggle with K-State and Iowa State every year. Those are games for y'all every year. You know what I mean? With your superior talent. Y'all have the best recruiting class every year in the conference. And y'all struggle against teams like that.
But we've been one-sided, though. We're starting to get those like this recruiting class that's come in already, the 2022. But that 2023 recruiting class that Oklahoma's working on right now and then going on into 2024.
It's going to be good because y'all are selling them the SEC. You're going to play SEC ball. Right, so you're going to get better recruits. I agree.
We're going to compete in the SEC, man.
Okay.
Oklahoma will compete in the SEC. You heard it here.
Okay.
I can't wait. I just can't wait. I can't wait. That's all I'm saying. I'm just going to leave it there. We'll see. Okay. They're going to have to freaking adjust to us too, though. Don't get things twisted. The only 2 teams in the SEC right now that I would say, oh my gosh, they're beating us hands down this year is Georgia and Alabama. Everybody else in the SEC, OU's coming up in there, and they can beat them.
If we're talking about just this year in a vacuum, yeah. I couldn't have said that last year. I wouldn't have said that last year. This year in a vacuum, I could see y'all compete.
Who else other than Bama and Georgia last year in the SEC would have beaten Oklahoma?
Ole Miss.
We'll
I
agree to
think
disagree. Agree to disagree.
I think Arkansas would have beat y'all. I think Kentucky would have gave y'all a really, really good game. I mean, if y'all struggle with Kansas, lost to us, lost to Baylor, then y'all would have definitely maybe lost to Kentucky.
You need to go drink some water, my friend. You need to drink some water. You need to go drink some water.
I've been on it,
drink
man.
Drink some water, my friend. Oh my gosh.
Oh, that's why they call it a house divided, people.
Hey, that is why. He's definitely.
And we didn't even plan this. Just look at our shirts. We didn't even plan it. It just happened.
Hop
like
down
that.
in the comment boxes, guys. We'd love to get y'all's insights and opinions on this as well. In and out.
In and out.
Peace.
Signing out. House divided. See y'all next week.
Next Monday. Next Monday. We'll have y'all's show. Next Monday.
Yes, sir. All right. Signing out. Peace.
All right. Peace.